Awesome.
That's
Well, we got
okay.
Adam in here. Let's get it going with Adam. What's up, Adam?
Not much.
Adam, welcome to 48 minutes a game. We dropping nothing but gems. We dropping nothing but dimes. And we trying to educate people about the things that we're very good at, man. I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me on, Chris.
Hey, so for people who don't know who you are, Adam, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a performance specialist slash consultant. I also am into integrative therapy. I've been doing about 12 years now. And yeah, that sums it up. I'm
When you
excited to
say
be on the show.
integrate, when you say integrative therapy,
Uh,
give us a little bit more in depth.
so integrative therapy is basically a hands-on therapy that works with people's minds and people's energy. And I do Reiki, I do yoga, meditation. I also do aromatherapy. So it's not just about, performance training and working on your body. It's also working on your mind, and different energy that you can give to the world.
Right. So now, Adam,
Hmm.
you are a specialist at what you do. You're amazing. What are some of the things like when I bring or I send an NBA client over to you? What are some of the first things that you take initiative before you begin to develop his body? What are some of the things that you do to evaluate a player to figure out where's his strengths, what's his weaknesses, and to have him prepared to play an entire season?
Right. Um, So this is a tricky question. It's a loaded question because it's not all about the body. Sometimes a player comes in and it's not exactly what he needs. It's more about the mental. So what I do is I take him through a series of assessments, and those bottom line assessments will kind of give me some answers as to what his strengths and weaknesses are, or her, depending on who I'm working with. But yeah, I'll do blood work on people. I will do movement testing on people. We can do biomechanics. I can do all the way into, I'm just shooting questions at you. A lot of the times, people don't even take the time to um, have a conversation with a client. So if you have a client that first comes in, you want to know everything about that person.
Right.
And sometimes, that goes the longest way because most trainers would probably just take you out there and just start doing a workout. I know a ton of trainers that just take you in the gym. Okay, this is what we're doing today. No, you got to go all the way back into, see what their past is like. They may have injuries they're dealing with. So those type of things go the longest way, and those conversations need to be had up top.
Now, Adam, when you're working with players, especially the professional players, do you work and correlate this with the teams that they're working with or the teams that they're playing with?
Absolutely. Especially when it comes to nutrition. I think that, a lot of teams, they have ideas around what they want the player to do, but it's my job to figure out, okay, is he comfortable with taking, vegan, protein, or does this player, eat meat? You got all these variations of people that have their own ideals around what a player's nutrition looks like,
Right.
and what their strength program looks like. So you kind of have to meet in the middle. And so a lot of that mediation happens before I even get a player in the gym.
Wow. So if I was trying to get fast and I was trying to get my hops together,
Right.
what type of program would you
Um,
put me on? Because I want to be able to dunk the ball again. I want to dunk right now.
right. So this is a loaded question as well. It's like, okay, now I'm looking at age. I'm looking at, okay, what is your goal? Do you want longevity, or do you want to be like LeBron James, like in a month? It's like, okay,
Wow.
we have programs for that, but can you land? Can you laterally be safe on the court? Like, there's all these initiatives that have to go into the detail of preparing the program. That it's not just like, okay, I want to just go dunk the ball. A lot of kids will be like, yeah, I just want to go dunk the ball. Okay, well, we can do that safely, or we can do that in like 3 months and your head's going to be at the rim. But then you're on the table next week. We got to
So,
get
so,
we got to get massages and all this other stuff. It's like, okay, do this safely first, so then your longevity, you'll last 10 to 15 years with a 40-inch vertical instead of 3 to 5 years with a 45, 50-inch vertical.
so if I'm listening correct, you're saying that landing is very important. Is that a part of? Is that a strategic method? Is that a part of your teaching? What is
Yeah,
that?
like if you were in my strength program, especially with the kids, you have to have a conversation up front. Like, okay, we can get your inches up. I've done that with multiple teams. I worked at Sierra Canyon for 2 years. We won 2 championships, and we were working a lot of that stuff as far as jumping and athletic capability. But we were also working on landing so that these kids wouldn't get hurt. So we average about 5 inches on every single player's vertical, but at the same
Right.
time, we're working on landing and laterally cutting and things of that nature, so we can last the whole season with no injuries. Right? We
That's
didn't have no
amazing.
injuries either year, so it's like this is a huge thing when it comes to performance training. Now is like, okay, a lot of these guys are jumping out of the building, but are they working those other techniques that they're going to need in 10, 15 years?
Then look at it like that. I got a question from Melanie, and she said, "What type of mindset do you teach your students or clients in order to be the best?" It's a great question, Melanie.
I do deal with a lot of like meditation techniques. Me personally, I come from an athletic background and an NBA family, all that. But I think transcendental meditation is probably one of the best but hardest things to tap into. But it's all about being present. So I teach a lot of my players like, okay, can we not go up and down so much with your energy? Can we keep it right here for the whole game? Because in the fourth quarter, we want to be like this. You don't want your heart rate spiking and your emotion to go up and down. We want to keep it right here. A good example is LeBron. You don't see him jumping up and down and screaming after calls. He's negotiating. He's keeping it even keel. So he can, in the fourth quarter, when the game's online, like he's super calm. But everybody knows that he meditates. But with those Sierra Canyon teams, what I practice with all my professionals now is a lot of meditating and a lot of breathing techniques before they even train. And this keeps them even throughout that training session, or even throughout that, basketball training session, like with Chris, you know.
Absolutely. So before we close, I got two questions. I know I got a question over here from Corey. I want to ask you. So if we could bring that question up, which would be right there for Corey. It says, "What is the best way to take care of your body after workouts or after games?" This is a good question.
Okay, so there's there's so many methods to recovery. This is probably the most talked about thing right now when it comes to training. Um, but it literally is all what the player likes and what they're going to tap into most. Consistency is everything. So, when we played back in the day, Chris, we had the ice, right? We just ice
Right,
after games, like that was a must. But now
right.
they have access to so many different things. We got Normatec now. We have, infrared lights. We have lasers in the and we have so much technology. And these kids really need to tap into that, because they will play a lot longer. And studies show this. They will play a lot longer if they add this to their regimen, especially after games. Like, you want to elevate your feet. Some kids, they don't get access to this stuff, but I'm building some programs out right now that's actually teaching yoga, meditation, and how to treat your body after a game, things like that. This is super important, and I feel like this is the thing that kids need to tap into most, because you want to be able to give 110% every day, not just one of the 5 days of training.
Right, right. So, Adam, tapping in and providing resources. I know that you're working on something special to be able to share with the world, and that's your app. Can you give us a little bit about your app and what people should be looking forward to with this app, and when is it going to be released, and how can they get it?
Yeah, I've been working on this app for probably about a year now. I put a full program. It's a holistic approach, though. It teaches, mindset. It teaches breathing techniques. It teaches dynamic ability. It teaches jumping techniques. It also has some strength blocks in there. So I really wanted to hit it and tap in with all the holistic properties of training, not just certain aspects of it. So that's live right now. It's called Different, DFRNT, and you can find it on Apple Store. But what I'm adding to it is my whole program and system, and then I'm also adding a certification side to it for trainers to study and approach.
So they'll be able to find this app on Apple. Can we get it on Android? Is it available on Android?
It is available on both. Mm-hmm.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Man, Adam,
super excited.
Listen, I'm super excited. Listen, big shout out to you. I know we got a big NBA pre-draft coming up and a big summer, so I'm looking forward to continuing our working relationship. Anything we could do from this side, we got you. And thank you for being on 48 Minutes of Game. We'll
Absolutely.
get you to go backstage. We'll get you to go backstage because we'll bring you back up for our question and answer. So that people have questions for you, they'll come back and you'll be able to answer questions for them.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Bye.